Welcome to this presentation on international trade. My name is Musunda, a grade 12 economic learner at Murray High School. Today we'll be exploring the global basics of international trade and its impact on the world of economy. International trade is a major driver of economic growth and it plays a key role in shaping the global economy. So you may be wondering, what is international trade? International trade refers to trade between all countries of the world. We have demand reasons and supply reasons. The demand reasons, we use an abbreviation of people in Western Cape prefer coffee always. The people being the size of population. If there's an increase in population, then there will be an increase in the demand for goods and services. Local suppliers may not be able to satisfy this demand. The only way out could be to import goods from other countries. And then we have changes in income. Changes in income levels causes a change in demand of goods and services. For example, the war in Israel right now, because of that war, people will lose their jobs, meaning that when people lose their jobs, they won't have any income. So less income, less demand for goods and services. And then we have increase in world population. It leads to a greater demand for goods and services because people now have access to loans and can spend more on luxury goods, many of which are produced in other countries. And then we have preferences and tastes. Because of globalization, population dynamics get to change. This leads to people in a country having a change in their preferences and tastes. For example, South Africa buying more coffee from Brazil. Or let's say someone from Zim relocates to South Africa, and then the products that he used to use or buy in Zim are not available in South Africa. So businesses from South Africa will have to import or buy them from Zim. Differences in consumption patterns. This is determined by the level of economic development in the country, meaning a well-developed country has a greater demand for luxury goods and a less demand for basic goods. And then a poorly developed country usually have high demands for basic goods and a less demand for luxury goods. And then moving on to the supply reasons. The supply reasons, their abbreviation is rich countries like to sell chocolates. So the first one being natural resources. Natural resources are not evenly distributed across all countries of the world. Some countries have oil, some countries have gold. And then countries get involved in international trade to acquire the resources or the goods that they do not have. Climatic conditions. Climatic conditions makes it possible for some countries to produce certain goods at lower prices than other countries. For example, Brazil being the biggest producer of coffee and South Africa produces a lot of citrus fruits. Countries will then be able to trade what they can never produce efficiently with other countries. And then we have labor resources. Labor resources differ in terms of quality, quantity, and cost between other countries. Some countries have high skilled workforce with high productivity levels. For example, China has high skilled workforce and they export a lot of goods to other countries. Goods such as iPhones, shoes, toys. It is most likely that the shoe you are wearing right now was manufactured in China. And then we have technological resources. Technological resources are available in some countries that enable them to produce certain goods at a lower cost than others. For example, Japan's ability to produce certain goods and services that other countries also need. And then we have specialization. Specialization in the production of certain goods and services allows some countries to produce certain goods and services at a lower price. For example, China and Japan produces electronic goods and sells them at a lower cost than others. And then we have capital. Capital allows developed countries to enjoy an advantage over underdeveloped countries. Due to a lack of capital, some countries cannot produce certain goods they require themselves. And then our conclusion. International trade stimulates economic growth and improves the standard of living of people. Thank you for your attention and I hope you learned something from this presentation.